Alex Mullen to make it 3-1 in the grand final. Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
No one attacks it, comes back up to Fernandez. It's the goal! It's time! Oh! And then Talisman's got another one!
Adelaide City back quick.
Jake King, what a shot! My goodness me!
Can't teach that sort of stuff.
Sends it in, keeps it low, and it's gone in! It's gone in! Adelaide Uni have scored in time added. Tries to get under control, and the shot from Tolland! Salisbury into a 2-0 up!
Neil Butler with another chance, it's 2-1 to Playford! Persistence has paid off for Playford!
One touch the keeper, puts it into the bottom corner. Beach gives him a shoulder after that as well. He's lost his clean sheet, and he's lost his head with a red card! David, this is massive!
Skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too, yeah, we're doing this thing.
Hello and welcome. Whoa, I don't know why that did that. Hello and welcome to episode 11 of One Game at a Time. I'm Seb O'Neill, and as always, joined by my three co-hosts, starting off with Alessio Carocci. And Alessio, what is your favourite game show to either watch or like if you were on it?
I think it would be. Is it letters and numbers? The one where it has you have to reach the final number and you have to use the letters to make a word. Probably that one.
It's an okay choice, but I think it's also one of the game shows where you don't actually win money either. So that doesn't matter to you?
No, as long as you're having fun.
Oh, in it for the prize. Mark Talbot. Mark, what about you? Just a game show.
I'd be ready for this.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know. Family Feud.
Family Feud. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good choice. David, what about you?
I've got a dreadful echo in my ear. Am I the only one?
No, I can hear it as well.
Okay, Seb will work on that in the background.
Oh yes, I'll work on that. I can't hear it, so yeah, we'll work on it for now. But your favorite game show?
Look, a wee bit old-fashioned again. I always seem to show my age at these things. I'll go for Mastermind, and not because I was any good at it, but because it tested me, I suppose. So Mastermind, which is going through a bit of a resurgence just now, isn't it? It's back on SBS and has been for a couple of years, but the echo has gone, so I'm quite happy.
There we go. What would be your special subject on Mastermind?
I like music and I like sport and I like history. So of them, I would probably pick. I would need to pick.
It has to be something pretty like. I swear, in Mastermind, it has to be pretty like niche because otherwise, if you pick a broad subject, they're going to ask you about anything.
Okay, I'll go for number one songs of the 80s from 1982 to 1986.
Big fan of 80s songs, clearly.
Not a big fan. I just know it.
I would do movies from One Game at a Time.
That's a good one.
Well, that might be those answers might come up later, Mark. We might see.
I reckon that'd be mine.
As always, we'll start off with our picks of the week. I will go first. As you can see, I am wearing a Playford shirt, Sam Voigt's in particular. And this weekend, they're gaming against Burkalla. They're offering free entry to those within the city of Playford. If you're watching, there is a list of all the suburbs. And to be honest, to me, I didn't realize how big the city of Playford actually covers. Because
it's massive.
I did not even consider some of those places I haven't even heard of, to be honest, either. But it is just good to see, I guess, the wider population, I guess, being able to go. And I guess Mark, as a former player, would be good for the players as well.
Oh, yeah, it'd be fantastic. I mean, it's a great initiative, and the players will love it. They might pull more crowd than what they usually do, but it just opens it up and gets people there and talking about it and watching them play, which might mean they might get more people. And then what happens is they go, "Oh, I had fun. I'll go again next time." And they build a bigger supporter base. It's a great idea. And they got a massive area too. Playford's huge, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I was even looking, and it even covers basically almost where Salisbury United is too.
Yeah,
So they've got that area covered as well.
Yeah.
next? We'll go back to you, Mark, for your next one.
Oh, yes. My pick of the week is abroad. I've gone all the way to England. I discovered this week that Wolves, who a great friend of the show, is playing at Rachel Quigley. They are not able, if they got promoted, they weren't going to be going up this year. They're currently in the WSL and they were the second division, the championship. But the club did not submit the application to be promoted. So even if they won the league this year, they were not going to be able to go up. And the players didn't know. So they didn't tell anyone. They didn't tell the coaching staff, didn't tell the players. So they were playing for promotion and it was never going to happen regardless. And I think that's quite poor on the... I think it's quite poor on the club, to be honest.
So that's an intentional decision then, do we think?
Yeah. The club didn't submit the application form to go get promoted if they won the league. So they were playing, all the players and the coaches were, as far as they were aware. And it came down to the last game of the season too. And they missed out, I think, by only a couple of points in the end. And they weren't going to go up even if they won the league, which is
so it was a matter of
very disheartening.
On the final day, they had to win, and they had Nottingham Forest above them in the National League, and pretty much they needed Nottingham Forest to lose to finish first. So if that had happened, they would have finished first and technically got them promoted, but just been unable to. So
so very disappointing to hear that, but hopefully they get themselves right and do it for next season because they've obviously got a good squad. If they can keep that squad together, then who knows what can happen next year.
Absolutely, it will be
a little bit disheartening for Rachel. For our superstar Quigs, to be honest. So,
yeah. Absolutely. Alessio, to you.
Another probably a big change from that note, but finally a high for Mount Barker. They finally got themselves off of the dreaded 0 points in the league. The reserves obviously won as well. Myself and club legend Jake Browning there celebrating a goal in the reserves in the local paper. But the first team. Probably more likely that a lot of people seeing them win for the first time. So it was great for them to finally get off the mark. There was great scenes in the change rooms. And when we get to the predictions, you'll see something that happened. But as I said last week before we were predicting this game, that was probably one of our only away games we won last year was away at Noarlunga and away at Gawler. So when we had all good memories of going back there, and the day started off perfectly for Mount Barker's first team with a player that I don't think no longer I like to see the back of, Alex Metanomsky with another meta header, as we call it. He scored 2 there last year in the opening 15 minutes, and he scored 1 in the 3rd minute in this game. So it was great for them and the club to finally get some points in the league and just get a bit closer to the pack that was emerging away from us. So I think they're only about, I'm pretty sure it's only 2 points from the nearest team, or maybe 3. But the closer they get, and you have to at least pick up something in the opening 7 games if you have 21 games to go. And they know that a place that not a lot of teams like to play at. Adelaide Uni has lost there in the past. Eastern United's lost there in the past. It's a very tough away trip to go to, but at the moment it seems like we've got their number.
Absolutely, and especially good for your Mount Barker as well. And we saw the photo of you in the paper, and you're not the only member of One Game at a Time to make it into a Mount Barker newspaper. David Grant, 25 years ago,
Wow.
You were in the paper. Look at you go.
Yeah, I didn't know that was... I sent that in good faith. Yeah, so that's back in the year 2000. Looks like we're playing in a paddock there. Look at the length of the grass, and that's 25 years ago this month, and that was the year that Mount Barker had seniors for the first time. I was part of a group that was involved in getting seniors started at the club. Got a little 6-pack there, as you can see, which is marvelous to see.
You've still got to this day.
I haven't got that anymore. But the number 4 there. The number 4 there, who's on his knees in adulation for my goal-scoring feat there, is Matt Elliott. Sorry, complete mental blank. Matt Elliott.
His name's right there, David.
I know.
It's in the caption.
Well, it threw me because he's down there as Matthew, but we never called him Matthew. And he is the brother of Nathan Elliott, who's just notched up 500 games for the Hawks. I think Matt's his older brother. It must be his older brother. This is 25 years ago. So But Matt doesn't live in Adelaide anymore. He became a teacher and lives out in the Riverland somewhere. Still hear from him every so often, but I was only there for one season and then I moved on. It was just about getting things started. So yes, that's 25 years ago, quarter of a century. Black and white pictures.
I can't believe they use the
Yeah, I
same
do
font
want to say
for their blurb.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
it's almost the same. Yeah.
That's the only reason I was like, oh, that's the exact same place. It's got the exact same font.
Yeah. Actually, I know it's not my pick yet, but I'm writing or just about to start writing an article to promote the NPL game that's being played up here, and I'm going to submit a couple of photos to accompany that, and I'm sure that's the same font that they'll use.
I hope that photo is used in your own article.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
No.
a must. Historic
How
moment
many
in
do they use?
United history.
Yeah, I'll
No
send
way.
the picture of us there last year, and you can compare that to the two articles in the paper they have.
Oh, actually, if you do send me that, Alessio, I'll get them to publish that. I don't have it in high resolution. I've only got a little screenshot of it or something. So send me that through.
Magic.
No worries.
Absolute magic. David, to you
Yeah.
for your pick, which is a big one.
Well, do you want my first one first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I was down at I've got two picks, sorry. I was down at West Adelaide commentating in a game probably about I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago now. It was West Adelaide were playing Salisbury United. And West Adelaide, as you've probably seen, having been to the club rooms, have got a little bit of a display up on the wall with old cuttings and so on. And on that wall, they had a feature on Graham Souness playing for West Adelaide. Now, I didn't get time to read the article. It was pinned on the wall. I had to run away, but I went away and I found a book called Be My Guest, and it's by Jason Goldsmith and Lucas Gillard, so two authors. I think they're both Melbourne-based. So I purchased said book, and it is a book that covers international players coming here. It's the subtitle is Football Superstars in Australia, and it features George Best on the front, which I had talked about before. But I'm actually quite surprised, and this is maybe something I should be keeping quiet because it's a good quiz. I could make a decent quiz out of this, but some of the names of the players that have come out here: Ozzy Ardiles, George Best, of course, Alan Brazil. Alan Brazil was the Scottish commentator who mocked Celtic when they hired Ange Postecoglou. So Ali Brazil played out here as well. Mick Shannon, Dixie Deans. And some of them I'd also have been out more recently that I'd just completely forgotten about. I remembered that Emil Heskey had been here in the last 10 or so years, but I hadn't realised. I've lost the page. Sorry, fellas, I've lost the page. I had a page set aside and it's gone. But yeah, so the name's gone. This is awkward. Ian Rush had played out here as well. Dwight York, I forgot all about the fact that he'd been out here too. And Kevin Keegan. Kevin Keegan had played for Blacktown City over in New South Wales for 3 or 4 games as well. And Trevor Brooking. Trevor Brooking was here for a bit. Ray Clements. Yeah, and Romario, of course. Who can forget that Romario came to Adelaide for 4 games and scored 1 goal. So I haven't read the book yet, but I will, and I'll give you a full report on it once I've done in the form of a quiz.
Very, very good. On to your second pick, David. Big
Okay,
one.
my second pick is a big one. Now, I have it on very good authority, and I wouldn't state this unless it was on good authority, that Metro United have let their coach, Paul Morris, go, which for me is a massive shock. Now, there's nothing official from Metro United, but there's a few things on forums and so on, and having asked around, I've got it on pretty good authority that he's been let go, which I find, and I was going to cross over to you guys and get your thoughts on this, but I was really shocked by this. I was watching them as recently as at the weekend, and they came off the park having beaten NTC 2-1 in that game, and it's the first time they've beaten NTC in 5 years or 9 games. They'd had a couple of draws in that time, but I thought they played very well as a team. They don't always play the most attractive of football. I find NTC do that nice passing on the ground and they look great. But at the end of the day, they were undone by a Metro United side that I felt were marginally better than them. As you look at the table, Metro United are sitting 4th, so they're in the finals spot. Mm-hmm. They're on 10 points. They're only 2 points behind second spot. So they've got Adelaide Uni above them, and they've got Comets in second. And then, of course, West Adelaide are building up this kind of almost unassailable lead at this point in time. And if you remember from a quiz a couple of weeks ago, Metro United's reserves are also top of their table. So, you know, it's a bit of a shock for me. I was very surprised. I haven't spoken to Paul. and I hope he doesn't mind, and Metro don't mind us announcing this or mentioning this. But shock for me. Wondered what your thoughts were on it, fellas.
Who wants to go first?
They're stunned.
I think all the fans at home are stunned as well. But I'll jump in and say I'm very surprised. I mean, we talked about Metro in the past, Metro United being a bit of a mid-table team, but from results in the start of the season, it looks like they're contesting with anyone up there. And with some of the results of some other teams who've had higher achieving seasons in the past, I'm very surprised that this is the first coach and from this club to be the one to let him go. Obviously a former guest of the podcast, and it looked like from what we could tell, there was a lot of togetherness with the squad, and the squad was happy. The integration there, TK Shutter Reserve, and it seemed like all things are swell. That a lot of the teams stayed together as well, which we saw in the transfers in the start of the season. So I think it's a big surprise, and especially coming off a result like that on the weekend against a team that they haven't won against in so long. It's very surprising, but I'm guessing there must be some other stuff behind the scenes we don't know about.
Yeah, for me, it's just, I guess, sort of probably the best start they've had to a season in a while from memory, and probably one of the best also under Paul is probably the main thing for me, at least, Mark.
Yeah, look, I'm just very shocked, to be honest. I actually don't know what to say about it. I mean, they've been great. Sitting fourth, they've had some great results. But yeah, there has to be something behind the scenes that's caused it, because like I said, why would you get rid of a coach who's got your team sitting fourth, just in finals at the moment, not far from the top three? Well, I'll say the top three, but West Adelaide are, as you said, David, are miles in front at the moment. But it is just very surprising, and like I said, it has, as Alessio said, there has to be something behind the scenes. I can't think of anything else that would prompt the club to do that. So, but it is a shame to see.
I suppose the next big thing. Oh, sorry, just to interrupt for 1 second. I guess the next thing is see how they bounce back against Adelaide City this weekend, because that's a pretty big game as well.
Yeah, I think that's the game I'm on, actually. Yeah, so they've got Adelaide City this weekend, and Adelaide City obviously struggling. I think they're second bottom of the WNPL, and then the week after that, from memory, I think they have West Adelaide in 2 weeks' time. So they've got two very big games coming up, and interesting to see how they do on Friday. Tony Mansueto, as I understand it, will be taking the team at this point. I don't know if that's an ongoing thing or just for just now. But he's got two big games ahead of him, because they should be looking to beat Adelaide City to keep their, with all due respect to Adelaide City, to keep their momentum up and to keep themselves in that top six. And then the week after, they've got West Adelaide, so that's a huge challenge for them too. I was just going to add that I hope, we talk a lot about things that are behind the scenes, and just hope that all's well, A, with Paul, and B, with the club. And that's not in any kind of order of preference. I just hope both parties are all okay, because I'm really surprised. It is.
Absolutely. Very, very interesting. And as we said, to see how they go this weekend will be a very, very interesting thing. Big shock. But thank you for that, David, for letting us all know. You've earned your journalist tagline, I think, with that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had an exclusive in my life.
I don't think we've ever had an exclusive in our life.
I know. We're always the last people to know, so we may well be the last people to know. People might already know this news from a week ago. Who knows? But I don't know how old the news is, but that's what I'd heard, and it is on a number of forums as well. Online forums and chat rooms and whatever the kids do these days. So it certainly seems to be out there, but nothing official yet from Metro United. And I'll go and read my book now.
Very, very good. Of course, we caught up with Nicole Blackett, Nicole from West Adelaide. But a quick question before we start. David, what have you had for dinner tonight?
Well, I had Thai green curry.
Okay. And you had that tonight, as in like real life tonight?
Yeah. I think I actually had it very, very previously as well.
Yeah, I think you did too. Mark, what about you?
I had a meatball pasta bake tonight.
Oh, very, very nice. Alessio, what about you?
I had training tonight.
Oh. Okay, well, should we see what I haven't had dinner yet? But should we see what I had dinner in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I had burgers. David, Mark, lovely to see you two again in the past.
Yes.
What do you have for
You
dinner?
too. I had a Thai green curry. It was lovely. Thanks, Seb from the present and Seb from the future.
Yeah, Mark. What about you?
I haven't eaten dinner. I
Oh.
rushed to get here straight from training, so I haven't eaten yet.
Starving.
So hopefully by the time this airs, I would have eaten. Fingers
Absolutely.
crossed. Yeah.
Hope so.
I'm hoping so. Hoping so.
Absolutely, I would hope so. What's that?
I think
Is
it's
that
a knock.
door, David?
I think your knock's fainter than it used to be because I missed it last week.
Maybe will they knock again? Maybe. Oh, they would knock again.
There's definitely a knock at the door.
Yeah,
Hang on a second.
Yeah,
Hang on
you
a
go
second.
for it.
I'll go and see who it is. Are you
Oh,
ready?
You get who it is. I'm ready. Yep. Okay. Yep. Nice. He's wearing a nice shirt today, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's back. Was there a gap in the door, David, to see who it was?
You'll never guess who it is or was.
Who is it?
It's Lily DeCola and Nicole Blackett from West Adelaide's WNPL team.
Hi guys.
Wow. What an entrance.
Thanks for having
Lovely.
us, guys.
Lovely to have the both of you. It's an absolute pleasure. Start off with, I guess, some normal questions, which you've probably gotten before, but we'll go through them. For the both of you, I guess, sort of your footballing journeys, where you started to where you are now, your former clubs. Any fun facts you might want to tell? Lily, we'll start with you this time.
Okay, well, I started off at Cumberland United back when I was maybe like 12 or 13. I can't remember what year it was. So I started at Cumberland United, was there for a couple of years, and then I got picked up by Skillaroos, as it was called. Was there for under 13s, under 15s, and then was with NTC for 5 years with McCare. Now I'm at West. This is my second year now, and absolutely loving it. Yeah, that's me.
Perfect. And Tilly?
Started at Para Hills East and was there for, I think, under 15s, maybe 2 years, and then moved to Para Hills Knights for under 17s and Premier League for about 6 years. Then 9 years ago, moved to West, and they can't get rid of me, so I'm still there.
Very good to hear. And I suppose just obviously both at West Adelaide still. This is probably, would be your first full season actually playing at Kilburn as a home ground every single week. I guess, how has that been, having it as a actual permanent home where you're able to both train and play pretty much every other week, I guess, with it now being pretty much finished? There's still, I was the other week, still a few bits and pieces to sort of be finished off, but it is functional.
Do you want to go, Tills?
Yeah, we've been training there for maybe 7 odd years, maybe. So yeah, to play there, we hosted a couple last year, but to start a new season fresh and be able to, host games and have people have to come out and play us there. We're hoping it's going to be a hard thing to do, and we want to make it sort of a fortress. So yeah, it's been awesome. It's great pitch, great facility, and once it's 100% finished, I think it's going to be one of the best, definitely in the local league.
Absolutely, it's a good experience. I guess for you, Lily.
Yeah, well, I've only been there for 2 years now, and obviously have seen it being developed because it's been over so long. But being able to play and train there now is really awesome. It's a great venue. When there's games there, it's awesome. The atmosphere has been great, and especially the Anzac ground last week, seeing all the support out there was really good, and the food's pretty good too. So yeah, hope to see you guys out there having that food.
It was a good experience last Friday. I forgot the day for a second there. It was a good event, and the pre-match stuff was all really brilliantly done. On to the team as a whole. You've had a few new signings. I guess just sort of speak on those. I mean, specifically, Nina is doing absolutely phenomenally. I don't think there's many words to describe how well she's doing at the moment. I guess, how is it to have her alongside to play with a player of that caliber and quality? Tilly, we'll go with you.
Nina Yamada. We love Nina. Yeah, great person, great addition to our team. Obviously, technically, her goal scoring ability, she's unmatched at the moment, and she's loving it. So we're loving having her, and it's just good vibes all around. So 10 goals from 6 games is brilliant. She actually said herself, I said, Nina, 10 goals and in 6 games, and she goes, yeah, so far so good. So her English is coming along well. I'm very proud.
Tilly, for you?
Yeah, we love having Nina in the team, like not just as a player, but as a person. She's just a great person to have around, even though her English is limited. Like she's just always giving 100% in trainings, and obviously in games, she's smashing it. I've taught Nina what taking the piss means, because she does take the piss out of all of us. She makes us all look like terrible players because she's so good. But yeah, having Nina on our team she's one of our greatest assets. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and very, very lethal on the pitch, as we saw last week. And I guess just a few of the others, you've got, I think, Hayley Wellington, the other one, Emma Ryan, and Maddie Wright, who also scored on the weekend. How have those guys fit into your squad as a whole so far? I don't think I've missed anybody. I hope I haven't.
I think that's
No.
everybody.
Good.
Yeah, I think that is everybody. You go,
I
Tils.
think they've been great. We take a lot of care into who we kind of, I guess, accept into the team, and what players we kind of sign have to fit culturally. And I think that's a big reason why we have been quite successful the past few years. Maddie Wright knows a lot of the players from NTC. We have a lot of ex-NTC players, as well as Hayley Wellington, and they've both been smashing it. Emma Ryan as well she's come from Northern Territory, and she's really young and got a lot of potential, and she's a hard worker, and it's going to be exciting to see her get some more game time over the year. So they're all great.
Lily, for you?
Yeah, they're all great players, great people as well. They're all very hard workers, very consistent. In trainings they're all. I'm lucky enough to have played with Hayley and Maddie at NTC, so we've got that chemistry there. They're great players to have in our team, and we're happy to have them. And they've all been doing very well so far.
And so far this season, you are unbeaten. You are also 10 points clear, I want to say, from last check. What do you think sets you guys apart, I guess, from the rest of the league, even last year finishing top as well? Just a phenomenal team as a whole. What do you think's the difference, I guess?
I think mainly it's the core of girls that have stuck around. There's many of us that have been there over 5 years. I've nearly been there for 10. Macary's been there maybe 6 or 7 now. Laura John's been around a long time. Harriet. So a lot of loyal players that really love the club and care about it and want to play for the badge. And then as well as, getting in the right players and having that culture. I think having coaches, and I know in this league, a lot of the teams have been unable to find the stability because they have a new coach every year, if not every year, every couple of years. To really invest in our coaches as well and give them, the couple of years or 3 years to really get that vision across, and just work all together.
I guess, Lily, for you as a newer player, how is it?
Really, really good. Last year being my first year, very welcoming environment. Obviously having experienced girls on the team and girls who've been there for a while, they know what the culture is like, and you feel it straight away when you come into the club. I think having that mix of experience with newer players really has set us apart. And we've just got good culture in the club. Like, all the girls get along. We love coming to training. We love coming to games. Like, we love our team, and then also our coaches as well. Just, we come out and it's consistent. We just try and remain consistent within the team. Yeah.
David, Mark, from you two.
Mark, would you like to go first?
I was going to say, I'll go first if you like, David. For me, you were talking about the culture and the recruitment. Does Costa come to you at all, Nicole, about about players that they're looking at signing? Like, you brought in obviously quite a few this year. I think it was like 5 in total. But does he come to you and go, hey, you've been around the traps for a long time? Does he come to you and go, hey, what do you think of this player? Do you think she'll fit culturally? Do you think she'll fit in with the rest of the team and things like that? Because you've got such a good culture, does he come to you and get advice or anything like that at all? Or is he just nah, this is a player I want to get, and he goes out to get him?
Yeah, we have our leadership team, which is myself, captain, LJ is vice captain, and Lily and Harriet in there as well. He does, yeah, absolutely. So he will often, whether it's pre-season or we might have chats after training, normally with LJ and myself, he will, get our sort of opinion. Here's what we're thinking. What do you think? Do you have any ideas, or are you opposed to that in any way? So he's very, like I said before, very selective, very aware of who we want to bring in. And yeah, we're absolutely involved in that for sure.
Yeah, so that leads towards that culture and making sure he's finding the right fit for the team, which I think is brilliant. I think a lot of coaches could take a leap out of that book, to be honest, seeing coaches and teams around the place. But yeah, I just was curious. And so when it comes to the likes of Lily, he would have obviously come to you and gone, hey, we're looking at this player, thoughts, and obviously he's got a connection with the NTC, clearly able to bring in those former NTC players.
Yeah, I think like you just mentioned, he's been around for a little while, so he's got connections, particularly in the NTC as well. So he knows a lot of these girls personally, and that's the first thing he says, that they're going to be a great fit culturally. There's not going to be any issues. Players like Maddie Wright, Hayley Wellington, would work all day for the team, and yeah, there'd never be any sort of issues really with them. So yeah.
And just one last one from me is about Yamada. She's coming to the side. Was it an aim to replace Quigley? Obviously, she left part of the way through last year. Was it last year before? It was a while ago now, obviously, but was it an aim to go out and find a particular replacement, or was it, nah, Yamada's the one we want to get, let's go after her regardless? How did that come about? Because they're big shoes to fill, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Quigs was massive for us. Obviously, I don't need to even say that. We all know that. Nina was definitely someone we had our eye on. We played Sturt in the cup final, funnily enough, and she did score a goal against us. And I kind of just thought, like, wow, like she's, who is this girl kind of thing. And yeah, when the coaches, I think they probably had maybe it in their heads, I'm not actually sure, but yeah, when they came to us and said, obviously Quigs is gone, we need to try and fill this spot. What do you think of Nina Yamada? And I was like, say no more. Bring her in. What do you think, Lil? Do you have anything to add?
Definitely playing against her, she stood out quite a bit. She was annoying to mark, annoying to try and tackle. She was so silky. I wasn't in that decision-making process, but we did have a gap to fill in the 9 position. We do have the likes of Kelly. She has been awesome in that position coming off of the bench. But Nina coming in, she's been consistent. She's been scoring. She's been hard to touch, really. So it's great that we've got her on our team.
And how do you guys, sorry, I've got another one actually, because that raised another point. You're talking about communication. How do you communicate with her? How does that go about? How does Costa get the team talk across to her and things like that? Like you said, she speaks limited English. So how does that go about?
She's actually quite good. So I think in terms of like in the change room, you can see she's really listening and nodding, and Costa's probably aware that, when he's giving her instruction, it's kind of got to be as basic as possible. I try and talk to her all the time. There's been times we've been out in the car park after training, talking on translator, like Google Translate, and literally having, like, both of us have been in stitches before because getting things lost in translation is just so funny. Like, for example, she was saying, Tilly, like, help me, work and walk. Like, they sound the same. Like, what is it? And I'm going like, walk. Like, this is in the Kilburn car park. Walk, work. She's like, oh, okay. So it just, yeah, I do that with her. As far as Costa, yeah, I think he just tries. To be honest, I haven't really seen him explaining things extra, but she seems to understand drills, is what I've seen.
Knowing Costa, he probably speaks about 3 or 4 languages anyway, so he's probably covered anyway.
I don't know.
He's a smart fella, Costa. I'll give him. He's very smart, so he might just have a few languages up his sleeve. David, you need to get him on, and you need to start finding out. with your language skills, David, I tell you what, we are set.
I can't even speak English properly yet.
Sometimes if there is a drill that's new that we haven't done before, and even us girls kind of look at each other like, okay, we'll see how this goes. And then I look at Nina and I was like, do you know what we're doing? And she's just like, I was like, we don't know. She's got no hope. So no, it's a good laugh. It's a good, brings a different dynamic to the team, and I'm really enjoying it.
David, to you.
I think I had a couple of questions written down, but I think they've both kind of been addressed anyway. But I'm looking at the table just now. You're 7 points clear of Adelaide Comets in second. You don't actually have the best defensive record. You've conceded 8, but Adelaide Uni have conceded just 7. So they arguably have a better defensive record than you. But, the season is a long one. There's still a long way to go. And dare we mention last year's finals series? I guess it's the elephant in the room. But eventually, I suppose there may be an opposition that will get the better of you. And when that moment comes, I guess I was going to ask about how you bounce back from that, and and a question about Costa's coaching that has already sort of been covered. But how do you feel he brings the best out in you? And that sort of ties in with the first question about how you manage the negatives if and when they come.
Do you want me to go first? I would say Costa prepares us for every match as comprehensively as he can. He's a very analytical and tactical coach. Each week, there is either an objective based on our opposition that comes with looking at what the opposition's strengths are and also what their weaknesses are. And based on that, our sessions are tailored to that, and that we have that motivation to either make sure we hit the 10s in the pockets or hit the 9s or make runs into the box, whatever it is. There's always an objective for the week. And I think with that motivation, we're always well prepared going into a game. Obviously, there are times where we do need to improve. Each game, there's always a learning opportunity. So we always make sure to reflect on what the week was, but also based on that, keep moving forward. That's how I think
you go. Just before you go, Tilly, David's talking about, I guess, the whole team. I got to see firsthand how, I guess, Costa, Owen and Robson all worked together when there was the All-Stars camp. I suppose, particularly, I've worked alongside Owen. He's shown me, I guess, the sort of analytical and statistics that he puts together, and just the way that Robson interacts as well with his goalkeepers and the whole of the team, I guess, just following on from that sort of my perspective. What about you?
Oh, yeah, those 3 are... I don't know if there's many more dedicated coaches than them out there. But they're early, they're setting up. They have that headache chat of who the hell are we going to start on Friday, every Wednesday. Constant communication. Every drill, as Lily said, has a purpose, and very detailed, and just up and about, like always wanting to be there. Like, they're great.
Absolutely. One more for me before we move on to what David has for us. This one is a question just for you, Nicole. A personal one from me. You've witnessed 3 variants of O'Neill you've either played with or watched play. If you had to rank me and my brother and sister in order, where would you rank us? You've played with me, and you've played with my sister, and you've watched my brother. So if you had to put them in order, where would you put them?
You're going to regret asking me this.
It's your opinion, but there is a correct answer.
Geordie, I love Geordie. She was very fast. That's what I remember. This is going back over 10 years. Brody also can play. Does he still play?
I mean, he could if his leg wasn't built into a million pieces. He's trying. He's trying.
And you, Seb, you try hard
Try hard. Yeah, I do.
when you're not off for five-a-side. Same.
Is that the order?
Yeah. Can't not. I saw Geordie at Kilburn. I can't not give her number one.
Yeah, well, you
And-
see me as well, so you could also give me number one, but that doesn't matter.
You know what? I might move you to 2. I haven't seen Brody in years, so he can be 3.
I like that.
There you
That's
go.
an
Move that.
acceptable answer.
Was that the correct answer, Seb? Because I'm still
Yep.
hanging to find out the correct answer.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
I will accept that as the answer for now. David, we'll go on to you. What do you have for us?
Are you going to do my introduction thing?
Well, you gotta
It's time for David Grant Quiz Production.
I love
Yeah,
that.
it's getting better every week. It's the same
It is.
thing.
That was amazing.
So
Go
I
tell
actually, where do
You go.
What?
No, you go.
I actually don't have anything. I actually hadn't really got anything planned today. So I thought what I might do is put the guests on the spot and ask them if they had an idea of what quiz they might want to do. And then I can go through my archives and pick something out. So it could be anything. It could be music. It could be geography, general knowledge. It could be sport. So I just thought I'd ask the guests what quiz they fancy doing, what theme, and I'll go and dig into my archives.
Hey, Mark, I don't know about you, but this feels like a trap.
Oh yeah, it is big time. Big time.
No.
We're about to get our pants pulled down, mate.
absolutely.
My quiz archive box. I'll just pull something out. Just got to wait for the guests to maybe nominate what subject
What do
they'd
you
like to
reckon
do.
then?
I think. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
I reckon like a movie quiz. Something like a
Alright.
movie quiz. I don't know. We're both movie buffs. Like movie quiz,
Do you have
maybe.
anything, David,
Well,
about movies?
Wow. Well, it just so happens in my archive box of quizzes, I've got a movie quiz right here. Hang on a
Oh, of
second.
course you do.
Hey, pull it out.
Oh,
There, it's
nice.
there.
That was
I'll
in
tell you
your
what.
box. Yeah.
Just amazing. Absolutely amazing you are, David.
Actually, it's a copy of my university certificate. I didn't even know I had that there. Anyway, there's going to be a movie quiz then, as per request by the West Adelaide WNPL girls. So I've got a couple of little rules I'll set out for you, and then we'll go from there. So what's going to happen is the guests are going to act out scenes from the movies. The panel, that's obviously just Seb and Mark tonight, you've got 2 minutes to submit an answer, and all you have to do is name the movie. The panel will get a point for every movie they name correctly, but the West Adelaide WNPL girls, women, will gain a point for every movie that the panel guesses incorrectly. And each round will start with David saying, lights, camera, action. Simple?
Yeah,
Very
sure.
nice.
Okay, you ready? Are you ready for number one?
Oh God.
Okay, right.
Are
Here we
you
go.
ready?
But I was going to say, before we start, do I get a point because both of them have gone completely red-faced? So surely there's a movie in that.
Oh
We
God.
haven't even started yet.
Oh, we haven't even started yet. Oh God. Okay.
Oh, the camera's on.
Next one.
All right, so this is movie number one for the panel. Are you ready? Now I go, lights, camera, action.
Okay, we got this, Tills. We got this.
Okay. They're not even here.
Okay.
A book? What do you want a book for?
To read.
To read? Why would you want to read when you got a television set sitting right in front of you? There's nothing you can get from a book that you can't get from a television faster.
How do I
All
buzz
right.
in?
You go.
Oh, okay. I'll remember that for next
Surely
time.
you got a button on there somewhere, Seb.
I don't have a buzzer. It was explicitly, but like next time.
You're actually working as a team, so you shouldn't need to buzz in.
Oh, true.
No, exactly.
Mark,
That's what I don't get. That's
you know it?
Nope. It's all yours, mate.
I think I know. Is it Matilda?
Guests, is he right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Work, Seb. Well done.
Best movie ever.
Well
Oh,
done.
my daughter's not going to.
I've
My
only
daughter's
watched
not
it
going to
once,
like me
to be
after that. Oof.
All right, well done. So that's question 1 done. The panel have 1 point, and the guests have no points at this point in time. Are you ready for for movie number 2? Lights, camera, action.
If they ever try to trace any of those accounts, they're going to end up chasing a figment of my imagination.
Well, I'll be damned. Did I say you were good?
Shawshank Redemption.
Shit, you're a good brand.
Yeah, the funny thing is, on the outside, I was an honest man, straight as an arrow. I had to come to
Yep.
prison to be a crook.
Shawshank Redemption.
Are you sure about
Andy
that?
Frame. What a great movie.
Awesome.
There's a little note here that says it's Mark's favorite movie. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember a couple of
I
weeks
was wondering
ago,
why
said
you
that-
asked that the other week, David.
Okay. Well, sorry, guess this isn't going quite as closely as I was expecting.
You know, I think this is going
I'm
great.
not going to get
personally.
worse.
I'm
Don't worry.
loving
That's
this.
the
Loving it.
easiest.
It's great.
Okay. Movie number
Mark didn't
3.
even wait till Lily was finished.
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry.
Cutting me off.
I know. I was just eager. You guys were that good. I was like, just shows how good you are.
Do you want us to wait until you're done and then buzz in so you can finish
Yeah.
your art? Or okay.
Yeah.
But you can do this if you know.
Yeah, we're
midway.
method actors. We're
Okay.
method
Okay,
actors.
alright,
Yes,
cool.
we're
Otherwise,
never-
you're going to ruin the groove.
All
Just
right,
ruin the zone.
we'll stay quiet.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you ready for movie number 3? Lights,
I'm
camera,
just going to say,
action.
first of all, sorry.
There
I'll
you go.
start. You're not going to get this one. All right.
Okay. Lights, camera, action.
So what's your excuse?
4.
Acting the way we do.
I don't like to do what people expect. Why should I live up to other people's expectations instead of my own?
So you disappoint them from the start and then you're covered, right?
Something like that.
Then you screwed up.
How?
You never disappointed me.
Deb, do you know what?
Ah.
Got no clue, man.
It's 10 things I hate about you.
What?
Wow.
Heath Ledger and
Julia
oh, shit, I
Stiles.
can't think of her name. Cat Stratford.
Julia
I'm
Stiles.
very
Yep.
impressed. Well
That's it.
done.
Mark just watched that last night. That's how we know.
No, it's actually one of my other half's favorite movies.
Same.
Oh, there you go.
Good.
Such a good movie.
It's so good.
Great movie.
And Alex Mack was in it, so it can't be bad.
Who?
Actually, you guys wouldn't even know who Alex Mack was. Alex Mack, the younger Stratford sister, she played a role when she was younger called Alex Mack, which I grew up watching when I was in school. And I'm a lot older than you guys, so you wouldn't know who that is.
Bianca. I love
There
that.
you go. That's so
Bianca.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, they're not going to get this one.
Okay. You ready for the
All
next one? The next one.
We're ready.
Lights, camera, action.
Who laughed? It put us
Sorry.
off.
Sorry, I'll mute myself.
Okay. Turn you down, Tills.
All right.
All right, we got this.
Oh, no.
Come on, Tills. Put yourself together.
Okay.
You're starting.
You start.
No, you.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Why are you walking like that?
I don't want to constantly have to wash my paws. Did you ever think about how we walk on the same paws that we handle our food with? You ever think about what we put into our mouths?
All the time.
When I eat, I don't want to taste everywhere my paws have been.
Well, go ahead. But if my dad sees you walking like that, he's not going to like it.
Maybe we've got
Okay.
them.
So, Mark, it's
Ooh.
about dogs. I would hope. It's about dogs. What else has paws? I mean, humans have paws on our face, but I assume it's not,
I'm actually thinking it might be cats. It's either cats or it's the dog. It's the movie with the dog where they eat the spaghetti.
I was thinking Lady and the Tramp. Yeah, that's that one. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
Yeah, they're my two.
What do you want to go with?
You're captain. You go for it.
I didn't know I was. Okay, we're gonna go for Lady in the
You
Tramp.
host the show, of course, you captain.
Lady in the
Lady
Tramp.
Tramp. Does that ring a bell, Lily?
No bells have been rung, Tills, unfortunately.
Ah.
3-1. Let's
What do we
go.
got?
We're back.
What was
What do we
it?
Can
got?
you tell them what it is?
Yeah, tell me what it is.
It's my favorite movie. It's Ratatouille.
Oh, yeah,
Well
just
played.
now. Yeah.
Thank
I have to admit, I haven't watched that one.
You haven't
I
watched
haven't watched that
Ratatouille?
one.
Please go watch that
Nah.
one for me.
My kids will kill me for that, but anyway.
Okay, 4 questions down. It's 3-1 to the panel. Here's movie number 5. Are you ready? Lights, camera, action.
Man, I haven't even been on a baseball field in over 10 years.
I've never been on a field. If I did, the kids in my neighborhood would spit loogies on my forehead.
That's awful, Clark. Baseball's America's pastime. That's like saying you've never had an apple pie. You've never had apple pie?
Mum said it would give me diarrhea.
That's ridiculous. You have to try at least once.
Diarrhea?
Oh, baseball.
That's very well done.
You got it, Zed. Go for it.
Yeah, it's bench warmers.
Bench warmers.
Bench
Would
warmers.
that be your favourite film, Seb?
Yeah, it is. I didn't think we'd get diarrhea on this podcast, but you know.
We had to edit some. We've had to play
Okay.
some.
The panel have stretched their lead there now. They've now got 4 points. The guest just the 1. So it's going to get a bit more difficult as this lead stretches. So we're moving on to movie number 6. Are you ready? Lights, camera, action.
He said no one's going to fancy a girl with thighs the size of big tree trunks. Not a nice guy, actually, in the end.
Ah. You know, being Prime Minister, I could just have him murdered.
Thank you, sir. I'll think about it.
Do. The SAS are absolutely charming. Ruthless trained killers are just a phone call away.
Love Actually.
Oh!
Hugh Grant
Man.
to his secretary, but I can't think of her name.
Oh, is that more points, David?
That is
David,
more
you
points.
didn't say Mark was a movie buff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing it
Yeah.
over there, Mark.
Look, if you'd be the first guest to start blaming the quiz master if you weren't winning it.
Thanks. Lily and I aren't used to losing, so we're not
No.
like it.
That's right.
This is the part of the earlier part of the interview, how we find out about negativity and how they come back from that.
Damn you, David. It's all right. We're not finished.
ton of
We're gonna
cookies.
get some coffee.
But you know what? We do this show so often, there's always a chance to have you back on and we go again. That's the best part about it.
This is
Don't offer
true.
him a rematch already, Mark. We need a
Yeah.
win first.
Okay, movie number 7. Lights, camera, action.
Wow. Look at that. Who want to live in a place like that?
That would be my home.
Oh, and it is lovely. Just beautiful. You know, you're really quite a decorator. It's amazing what you've done with such a modest budget. I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
That looks like he knows it.
Yeah, it's Shrek.
Ah,
Damn it. Apologies for the butchered Scottish accent there, David.
Yeah.
Well, you did very well.
It was, what are you talking about? It was better than his.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
I tried.
It wasn't
Okay,
a bad effort at all.
Did you not know that one, Mark? I thought that one would have been something you knew with the kids and all that.
Yeah, I've seen Shrek many times, but didn't know it.
That is a nice boulder.
damn, Eddie,
Okay.
off.
Did you want to? You're okay with the next one? Movie number 8. Lights, camera, action.
Are you okay with the next one?
Well, I'm just a bit. I was kind of hoping that I feel responsible for this, but I can't remember what was the one that you got wrong. You've only got one wrong. What was that?
You
It was
got
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Ratatouille.
Yeah.
There's 3 more. I don't reckon they're going to get the next one.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. And here is
Come
the
on.
next one. Lights, camera, action.
Me and Jess were fighting because we both fancy our coach, Joe.
Joe? A man Joe?
Yes, as in male, Joe, our coach, Joe, man, Joe.
Oh.
Ooh.
You know this one, Seb?
Mm-hmm. You go.
Yep. Bend it like Beckham.
Yes.
Keira Knightley.
Guys are
Thing.
annoyingly good at this.
They're very good
Did you
at
not
this.
expect us to be to have like watched movies
Well,
before?
Was it the accent?
No, as
What
soon as you
accent?
said it, we
I don't
both
think
we
it
both
was an
fancy
accent.
Joe.
I haven't seen that movie in years. I feel like if someone said that, even I don't know. And this next one. I think
Okay.
This next one will be
Yeah,
super
this
difficult.
next one and the next one are going to be so hard, as you've said every other time.
Okay. And here is the next
Devil
one.
is high horse. Come on.
And here is
He's confident.
He's
I've never seen him
confident.
so confident. I've never
Nah,
seen him so
Good on
confident.
him. It's his show. He can do what he wants.
That's exactly right.
All right, we've cut this one a little bit, David.
okay. That's
Yes.
fine. Editorial right is that's fine. That's okay. You ready? Lights, camera, action.
To get into scene for this one, Tills.
Promise me you'll survive. That you won't give up, no matter what happens, no matter how hopeless. Promise me now. Lily, and never let go of that promise.
I promise.
Never let go.
I'll never let go, Nicole. I'll never let go. I promise.
I find it astonishing. There's a movie that has the two characters named Nicole and Lily.
I know.
What a
Way out that
coincidence.
It just happened that way. We don't know how, but yeah.
Hey,
Coincidence.
Mark, I think it's a movie about a big boat.
I'm pretty sure he could have fit on the door.
Yeah.
There's actually a YouTube video that proves that he could fit on the door.
Yeah.
I think I've heard
The
that.
Poor David's
Right.
so mad.
I mean,
Don't
we
know.
actually probably should guess, shouldn't we?
What is it?
Oh yeah, Titanic. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
And I can say that I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
Oh.
Oh man, that's a
Well-
good one.
That's the movie. That's the movie that makes Ben Moore cry. Remember?
You
And,
told him just be young
had a-
Leonardo DiCaprio.
we had a
Great.
couple of the guys on from Play for Patriots a couple of weeks ago, and one of the movie questions was a true or false, and it was a statement that was alleged to have been made by Ben Moore that he cried during Titanic and finds it difficult to watch even now. And Daniel Ryan, his skipper, saw through the lie and declared it false correctly. It's a fine moment, though. Okay, we've only got the one left. The panel have 8 points. The guests have 1 point. But funnily enough, this last question is worth 8 points.
Oh, of course it is.
Ah,
Yeah, of course
good.
it is.
Yes.
You should find out what movie makes Costa cry, and Owen and Robson. Find out what makes them all cry. Really.
Yeah.
You
We
should
can
get
do
them
that.
free
We
on.
can do that.
Yeah, do it.
100%.
You should.
Let's do it. We'll weave it into the West Adelaide like Instagram
Yeah.
reels, and they'll never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true.
Okay, so it's 8-1 for the panel, but this last question is worth 8 points. So if the guests get this right, they do win tonight's quiz competition. Are you ready? I love seeing this lights, camera, action. I'm going to do it one last time. Lights, camera, action.
Hey man, did you touch my drum set?
Nope.
It's weird because it seems like someone definitely touched my drum set.
Yeah, that is weird because I didn't touch him.
Hey, did you touch my drum set?
Hey, knock it off!
I know you touched my drumstick because the left one has a chip in it.
Are you crazy, man? You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Stuff you, Brennan. I know you touched my drum set, and I want to hear that dirty little mouth admit it.
You get out of my face, or I'm gonna roundhouse your ass.
Ooh, we're going to have to put a language warning on this episode.
Oh, jeez! Are we not allowed to say that one?
No,
I
of course.
love that. We say whatever we want.
You know, to be honest, we've actually never had anyone swear. I don't think so. It's never been an issue, really.
I changed it to stuff you.
Well, you might as well have sworn. That's a nice change. Mark, do we want to make it suspenseful or do we just want to end it?
Go for it, mate. It's all yours.
It's Step Brothers.
Another movie I haven't seen.
Oh, Mark, come on.
I don't like Will
I think
Ferrell.
Mark loses points for
Wow.
that, and Titanic.
I don't like Will Ferrell.
No,
so
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
find
no,
it
no. That's not,
Yeah,
that's
I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan, but that is funny. You would like it.
funny. All right, maybe I'll watch it. Just on your recommendation, I'll watch it. I'm
And
not watching Titanic though.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't
Make
watch
you
it.
cry.
I'll watch the other one, but not Titanic.
Wow, you guys smashed that.
Did we win?
Yeah,
Well done.
yes, you
guys.
ended up winning 16-1 because you were 8-1 ahead, and then that last one was worth 8 points, and you got that right, so you won 16-1. But the girls will be back. We'll do something bigger and better and more harder next time. Sorry about that. I feel bad.
That was the level 1. So we've got
Yes, that was easy difficulty. And this,
And that's
Sound-
It was
oh, this
entirely
sounds
unplanned
exciting.
too. It was
Yeah.
entirely
every
unplanned.
month you get one.
Sounds like a battle is brewing. This
Yeah.
could be epic, and it could be great fun.
I'm keen. I am keen.
One game at a time versus West Adelaide WMPL.
Bring it.
David, thank you for
Yeah.
for your quiz. It was
That's okay.
completely improvised as well. It's
It was
you know,
great.
I
Loved it.
admire
That
your
was all off
brilliance.
the top of our head.
Yeah,
I know,
just
right?
remembered.
Nicole wasn't even looking at a computer screen at all
No.
to read anything. You know.
I know.
I was trying to get my face out of it. You ready?
Yes.
What do you want to
Thank
read
you,
for?
thank you, David. Anything else from you, David or Mark?
Nah,
Don't
nothing
you
for
need to
me.
finish-
Good luck
don't you
for
need
the
to
rest of the season.
finish with his production thing?
Oh, do we?
Yeah,
we?
we normally
do.
finish with it as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We can finish with it.
Are you ready? This has been
David Grant Quiz Production.
It's officially over now.
Loved it. Loved it.
Nicole, Lily, thank you for joining us. Been a pleasure having you alongside us. Good luck for Friday against Flinders. I'm sure there'll be a very fun time having to play them twice within the space of 4 days, I believe.
Yes. Yes. League match
you
Friday, game Monday.
Yeah.
League match
Good luck.
Friday.
Good luck for those both. Hope it all goes well. And yes, thank you for joining us. Yes, a very, very good chat was had. I'll reintroduce Mr. David Grant, Mr. Mark Talbot, and Mr. Alessio Carocci. A very fun time was had, David and Mark.
It
yes.
certainly was.
Wow, you're
Yep,
that
yep.
excited.
No, it was. It was good fun. The girls were great, and it'd be great to see them back on sometime in the future. And I hope the movie quiz didn't drag too long for everyone, because it probably went a wee bit longer than was necessary. It isn't really football related, but it was good fun anyway.
No problem at all. We will go through the results from the past weekend, starting in State League 2 for round 6. Garn losing to Adelaide Atletico 3-1. Modbury Vista losing 3-2 to Salisbury Inter. Northern Demons beating Gawler Eagles away 2-1. And Elizabeth Grove beating Port Adelaide 2-1 as well. Then looking into the South, Adelaide Uni with a 4-1 win over Eastern United. Noarlunga losing to Mount Barker 2-1 at home. Western Strikers with a 2-1 win over the Adelaide Hills Hawks. And Adelaide Titans at home losing 2-0 to Seaford Rangers. A few shocks in there. David, we'll start with you.
Okay. Well, the obvious one is South Adelaide getting a win, isn't it? A
South
4-0
Adelaide?
win over. Where are we?
State League
The State
2.
League Twos.
Yep, you jumped us.
Yeah, I've got the wrong. Yeah, just chat amongst yourselves for a minute.
Alessio, we'll go to you.
Well, maybe this is a good point to add. None of us had it in our picks of the week, but the newly renamed State League 2s and State League 1 to the HPG Homes State League 2 and State League 1 competitions. A new sponsor coming on board in the week, and now they've all been renamed. So that's good to see. But obviously, we did talk about some upsets. I think the first one probably, I think it was on a Friday night, or maybe it was on Thursday night even. Adelaide Uni versus Eastern United. There at the Uni Parklands, a commanding 4-1 win and a hat trick for, I had his name, Andrew Orfanu, I'm pretty sure, for Adelaide Uni, the number 10. And I watched some of that on the live stream as well, and it looked like for a long period of the game, it was just 1-0 to Adelaide Uni. And then I refreshed my screen and it said 3-1 to Adelaide Uni. So within minutes, there was a couple of goals from both teams and some great goals as well if you wanted to watch some of them back on replay. That was probably one of the upsets in the top of the table clash. I mean, Eastern United were posting on their socials that following, if we win this game, we'll go 8 points clear. But Adelaide Uni pegged them back and got some points to close the gap. Otherwise, around the league, probably 2 results elsewhere that were probably even or, with the Seaford winning 2-0 over Titans. Western Strikers against Hawks, where Johnny Kecko was at actually as well, was quite even. I think Strikers went 2-0 up and then Hawks got a late penalty, but that was all that could happen. I think it was quite wet there as well, so that'd been a difficult game to play out. And of course, we talked in the preview of the show, Mount Barker winning 2-1 away to Noarlunga, which takes them still on the foot of the table, but closer to the other teams that are closer to them. I'll leave the North ones to the rest of the panel to talk about.
David, are you ready?
Yeah, I've got the right screen in front of me now, and I'm focused. I've
Go
put
ahead,
the
Ned.
movie quiz behind me now.
Go ahead.
Well, I guess the main one, I guess, is Modbury Vista at the top of the table, slipping up, losing 3-2 to Salisbury Inter. I can't remember what we picked, but I've got a sneaky suspicion some of us might have picked Salisbury Inter to win that. Salisbury Inter were sitting second behind them at the time, and they've narrowed the gap now to 1 point with that victory. And at the other end of the table, I'm cherry picking a bit here, I suppose, Mark, but at the other end of the table, Northern Demons getting just their second win of the season with an away win at Gawler, which is probably only about half an hour's drive away for them, isn't it? But yeah, a good result for Northern Demons. And the other thing just to note is that that table is now mightily compressed. Gan United sitting third on 8 points, and Northern Demons, bottom of the table, are only 2 points behind them. So there's only 2 points between third place and 8th place in that ladder. Over to you, Mark.
You guys have covered everything for me. I was going to cover the exact same thing. So just the fact that table is ridiculously tight. So
Simple done. On to the WSL. South Adelaide and Cove having a 2-2 draw. Adelaide Jaguars beating Elizabeth Grove 5-0. Modbury Jets losing 2-1 to Sturt Lions. And Western Strikers and Modbury Vista, that one going 3-1 the way of top of the table, Modbury Vista. But I think perhaps a bit closer if you look at their previous results compared to last for Vista.
yeah, I think that's probably the only real thing about it was probably a lot tighter than what we'd all imagined, to be honest. So, but it reiterates the fact that Vista are now 5 points clear of second, and second are 6 points clear of third. So it's opening up quite a lot between for 1 and 2. So the rest of them are all just sort of trailing in their wake, really. And I don't see many of them coming close to either Modbury or Sturt, unfortunately. So it's coming down to a bit of a 2-horse race, and then Vista still got to lose a couple of games. They haven't lost or drawn yet, so it's been a perfect start for them.
Anything else?
I was just going to add that the league has yet to sparkle, hasn't it? It's just been a little bit predictable, and it's sort of taking its own course. And I certainly don't mean to discourage people from going out to watch Women's State League games, but there haven't been any shocks in there, and as Mark said, the top 2 just sort of sneaking away, and everybody else down the table getting results that we expected. Even South Adelaide's draw with Cove, I think most of us might even have picked that. So it's just a little bit predictable at this point in time. So it'd be nice if there were a few upset results in the coming weeks, just to pique the interest again.
Absolutely. Going on to State League 1, West Adelaide with a big 7-1 win over Cove. Cumberland losing 2-0 to Sturt Lions. Adelaide Blue Eagles losing 2-1 to Fulham United. South Adelaide, as previously spoken about, David, beating Salisbury United 4-0 away. Vipers with a 1-1 draw against Pontian, and Adelaide Olympic with a narrow 1-0 win against Cobras. And I suppose, David, we might as well start with I guess for us, the shock of South Adelaide beating Salisbury 4-0, because last week we all predicted very much the opposite way.
Yeah, I think we all predicted 4-5-0 the other way, didn't we? And I'm maybe stealing Mark's thunder a little bit. I'm sure Mark would probably like to talk about this game in more detail. So I'll just mention that, yeah, massive upset, and I don't think any of us picked it. It does get South Adelaide up within a point of Pontian Eagles in 11th. But yeah, I'll let Mark talk in more detail about that game. But a couple of wins in the middle of the table for West Adelaide, who battered Cove 7-1. And you didn't end up going to that, Seb, did you? You were going to go, but you didn't, did you?
I watched the last little bit, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't remember what we picked in that. We probably picked a West Adelaide win in that, but I don't think any of us had picked a gap that big. And, you know, Cove maybe just on a little bit of rocky ground just now, because they were coming off the back of that disappointing for them cup game against Hawks, and then they go to Kilburn and they get battered by 6 goals and a 7-1 deficit. Or 6-goal deficit and a 7-1 loss, if that makes sense. But yeah, Mark, you can talk about South Adelaide. That's your hood, isn't it? And you were dying to talk about
his hood.
Look, to be honest, I wasn't expecting. I think I picked them to lose as well, just in current form. But they've managed to turn it around after. Well, in this game, they've got the Alex Rideout special here, bit of wind to help, and scores directly from the corner, which he's done for many years, to be honest.
Once a year,
yeah. He tries it. He tries it probably, I reckon, at least once a week. And then they just managed to get JJ into the box, and we know what JJ can do once he's in the box. He's going to get his shot on target at least and make the keeper work. I mean, I could be a little bit critical of the goalkeeping on some of it, but you got to be in the right spots to put it away as he is there. So massive win for South Adelaide, because that gets them 1 point behind Pontians, and they're playing Cove this weekend in a local derby, who are on 7 points. So it's huge. A real 6-pointer, to be honest, for South Adelaide and Cove.
And so big that you'll be commentating it, Mark.
I will be commentating. Yeah, I'm going to jump on that one this weekend and do that game. So
very, very exciting. Alessio, any standouts for you?
I was just going to mention the Sturt game against Cumberland, which was the City of Mitcham Cup, I think they called it. And again, it was their star signing of the season, Soy Sakani. I don't think we mentioned him as one of the top scorers in the last couple of weeks, but by now with those two, I'm sure he's surged up those tables. And this first goal, good counter-attacking move, but this next goal, I've been talking about it for every single week. A header from across, and they've scored it. Sturt Lions. I mean, I don't know how many, what the records would be, or what teams that play like this happen. But the way that John's got this team playing at the moment, I had that exit in the cup last week, but I'm sure he would tell you this week that they were all out to win that game. A little derby game. Lachlan Duffy 200 games as well. He missed it last week, but he played this week. And elsewhere around the league, I think, the 1-0 win for Adelaide Olympic over Cobras was a much-needed win for them as well. A little bit of a Greek derby there, but the player there who got the goal as well. It's a much-needed win for an Olympic team who struggled for some results and probably struggled for some clean sheets as well. So to get that against a team in similar positions, I'm sure they were very happy to get. And Mario Orico, a player who came over from Campbelltown last year, got his boot on the end of a couple of goals this season as well. So it's good to see from him.
We probably should just very quickly mention Fulham's win over Blue Eagles too. Massive result for Fulham. It sort of knocks Blue Eagles off the pace a little bit, but Fulham, I think they've moved up to 6 or thereabouts from, if they'd lost this, would have been still down in near the bottom 2. Lucas Economopoulos scoring for Fulham in the 63rd minute, and that was a goal that had been that added to an early one from Rocco Caruso in the 23rd minute. But Ibrahim Kamara was the player that had opened the scoring in the 8th minute. I've done the goals in reverse there, which probably wasn't the best approach. And in complete contrast to the way that your tape is running there. Player sent off was Ethan Murphy, who came on as a substitute in the second half and then received a red card there with 15 minutes to go on Fulham's side. So just wanted to mention, big result for Fulham, obviously.
Yep, absolutely. Moving on to the WNPL. West Adelaide with a 5-0 win over Adelaide City. Comets with a 2-0 win over Campbelltown at Campbelltown. Metro, as we said, with a massive 2-1 win over Football SA NTC. Flinders narrowly beaten by Adelaide Uni 2-1. And West Torrens Burkalla convincingly beating a 10-player Salisbury Inter side. David, we'll start with you. You were at Metro United for that game.
I was, yeah. So it was the commentary game of the round for me. Metro United opened the scoring through Millie Scott. She burst through just on the right-hand side after a through ball, I think, from Michaela Haddad, who, for me, had a great game. Sarah, here's the video footage. So Sarah Taylor clears. Haddad takes it down with one touch and then puts that ball through. And Millie Scott races onto it and scores to the far post. And at that point in time, from memory, I think NTC had started the better of the two, but once Metro had settled, they were playing well and looked very comfortable. And then right on half-time, goal from a corner, unfortunately an own goal from Jade Hunter-Gilmore, who I'm not sure, maybe she's trying to flick it beyond her or past or just deflect it, and she ended up putting it into the back of the net. And it was a real shock as well. She, I'm not sure that she was marked either, so unfortunate for her. But within 3 minutes or so, again, a ball down the right-hand side, and Victoria Mansueto at the back post takes a touch like this and then just turns the opponent. Look at that little deft move inside, and then strokes the ball to the near post, actually. And so that was it at half-time, and there were no goals in the second half, but NTC did have a player sent off right towards the end for a little tug on the shirt. Ball was played through, and Simic, a little tug on Hunter Gilmore's shirt there. Didn't bring her to ground, but certainly impeded her enough that Hunter Gilmore wasn't going to get to the ball, and put the referee Judah Tan in a position where he had no choice but to give her marching order. So a poor end for Simic on a personal note, and NTC lose out. I'd done a bit of research before I went, obviously, and this was the first time that Metro United had beaten NTC since the middle of 2020, the COVID year, and that was 9 meetings. I think they'd managed 2 draws in those 9 meetings, but NTC had won every other game. So yeah, hugely disappointing, I think, for NTC. But Metro United they look good, and to go back to the earlier point, obviously the news this week's a little bit of a surprise in the wake of that, but an entertaining enough game, and Nicole Blackett was in the commentary box with me, and added that little bit of expertise and knowledge and flair, and made it a bit more exciting, I suppose, for the listeners.
Well, I mean, speaking of Nicole Blackett, I was at West Adelaide for their game against Adelaide City. Adelaide City were, for the most part in the first half, pretty good. They were pretty competitive, sort of just kept West Adelaide out, and even had a few opportunities of their own. Perhaps maybe just the finishing lacking is probably the main thing that was the finish. But then, as we spoke about earlier with Nicole and Lily, Nini Amada is just a brilliant player, is just always there in the right time. Had a hat-trick, of course, last of those being a penalty. But she's just a wonderful player to watch. Her touches, just everything about her movement is just brilliant to watch. And overall, probably the right result for West Adelaide. But I think Adelaide City at least deserved maybe a goal. I think maybe a 5-1 was probably a fair reflection of result, especially in that first half. I just think they were probably a lot more equal than it really turned out to be in the end. Mark, Alessio, ones that stood out to you?
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of research on Salisbury Inter, so I would go back to their game against Burkalla, I think, was it? Yeah, Burkalla. Yeah. And yeah, it was a interesting start to the match. From what I've watched, Salisbury Inter like to play a lot with possession, and a lot of their players are moving in and out to play out from the back there, and they got caught a few times by this Burkalla team overplaying, and eventually in the 16th minute, it was actually the keeper, Matilda Comley, who got sent off for a errant sliding challenge here that didn't connect with the ball. And interestingly enough, they only had 4 on the bench, Salisbury Inter, and from my knowledge, none of them are goalkeepers. So
nope.
Chantel Ryder, of course, I think she has previous in goals. Seb, if I'm right.
She went in last year, I want to say, because Matilda was either injured, and then their actual second goalkeeper was out with something as well. So she had to go against Adelaide City from memory.
Yeah, so she went in goals, and they didn't make another sub to the rest of the team to accommodate her until the 35th minute when Gabriella DeMarco came on for Angela Mills. But otherwise, it was just clinical finishing from this Bacala team in the first half. Probably put the game to bed before the halftime whistle there. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do this week, Salisbury, into the game that I'll be commentating them on, if they bring in a second choice keeper or if they will keep Chantel Ryder in goals there. But they seem to be a team that just hasn't scored much this season. I was looking up their top scorers, and Sugihara was out for this game, not sure why. But Angela Mills is the only one with 3 goals, and Sienna Cravo with 1. So I think that they've got to find some more goal scoring flair. I think if they're going to try and peg back this their position on the league in the WNPL at the moment.
Absolutely, Mark. Anything from you to finish off?
I was just going to cover Adelaide Uni and Flinders. Adelaide Uni taking the win, and just more so what a turnaround they've had from last year. When you look at where they were last year, I remember calling their game at the end of the season. They were fighting for relegation. They managed to stay up in the playoffs, and yet this season they are sitting 3rd in the table on level points with Comets. So it's been a massive turnaround for Adelaide Uni, which is great to see because they were a powerhouse a few years ago in the league. So it's good to see them climbing the table again. But a good win against a Flinders side that they're sort of around the same mark before this game. So Flinders have now taken a 4-point lead over Uni have taken a 4-point lead over Flinders. So it was quite an important game for Flinders to try and keep, or for both clubs really, to keep track with Adelaide Comets and Uni coming out on top in the end. So, but yeah, it's, like I said, a massive turnaround from last year.
Absolutely. I think in particular for me, it's kept the league very, very competitive, I think, compared in previous years, where it has sort of been, I mean, obviously other than the outlier in West Adelaide, you would normally have maybe 2 or 3 near the top that are sort of fighting between each other, and the rest of the league are sort of one half and then the bottom half. Whereas now, other than maybe Campbelltown, you can't really pick the rest of the
struggling.
Which I think it's a good thing for the league as a whole, just have that competitiveness throughout it all. Finally, on to the men's NPL. Adelaide Croatia Raiders losing 2-0 to Adelaide Comets. Adelaide City 2-1 over Croydon. FK Beograd 2-0 against Modbury Jets. Campbelltown City, a shock, 5-2 loss against Para Hills Knights with a red card as well. Adelaide United 6-2 over West Torrens Burkalla. And Metro and Playford playing out a 1-1 draw. Mark, we'll start with you and your shock at the Woodstock.
Oh, you want to go with that one first? I can do that. I thought you might go the FK Beograd game first, but that's all good. So, yeah, I was on the Campbelltown Para Hills game. And, yeah, it was a shock. I was not expecting a 5-2 result, to be honest. I can't remember what I picked in my predictions, but I don't even think I picked Campbelltown to win by that many. But, yeah, it started off relatively well for neither side was really gaining too much control, and then all of a sudden Para Hills, they scored just before half an hour mark. Ulaj there from a set piece, but they scored 2 goals in really quick succession. That really put Campbelltown on the back foot. This is contender for goal of the week. This was just glorious. None other than De Oliveira, to be honest. Him and Kirk Romano were brilliant in the midfield for Para Hills. Campbelltown couldn't match them at all, and that's where Campbelltown lost the game. They really struggled in the midfield, and then Alex Mulling unfortunately getting sent off here. It didn't look like a lot in it, but unfortunately he put the ref in a position where he had to make a decision, and that decision turned out to be a red card. And after that, it was obviously an uphill battle for Campbelltown. They couldn't overcome. They managed to score 2 goals while they were down to 10 men, but Para Hills just were too strong on the day, and Amanda has been brilliant for them, goal and assist in the day, and Muradi coming off the bench at half-time, scoring an absolute cracker of a 4th goal. But yeah, Campbelltown, they've got a bit of work to do. they're going to miss Alex Mullen this weekend. They're still playing him at the centre back. I'm not sure as to why, but that's for the coaches to work out and work out how they're going to replace him this weekend.
Absolutely, very
That
interesting.
was that was the Campbelltown game. FK Beergrad, do we jump onto that one while I'm there? So I was also on the boundary for the FK Beergrad game on the Friday. Yeah, I had to think about that then. On the Friday night, great effort from the club with Anzac Day and things like that. It was just brilliant. And Trimboli getting his account open on the roughly the 36th minute there, 37th minute. FK were, again, some really good football at times. They pushed the ball around well, and they worked hard. Lorenzo Baselli's just non-stop. He's always looking to create, and just a great run from Natsiopoulos there to finish the game off with an equaliser. But Modbury had their chances. Don't get me wrong, they had their chances, and I tell you what, when Hamish McCabe's back to his sharp self and what we know he can produce, they'll start getting results. He's just a little bit rusty at the moment. He had a couple of shots that he put wide or miscued a few passes that were at a key stage or a key part of the park. But once he gets his sharpness back, then Modbury will probably come back and get some good results. But until then, they're just going to have to work through it and do the best they can.
Absolutely. Alessio, on to you.
Yeah, first I'll talk about the Anzac Day game. I had Adelaide City and Croydon Kings. Croydon FC. I kept calling them Kings on the broadcast. It's very hard not to every time you think of them. But it was an interesting game. The pitch conditions were actually quite good. It didn't rain too much there at Adelaide City Park. But just the way Adelaide City playing at the moment, they're really getting the best out of their players. Last season we saw Laurie Latanzio as a lone striker, as a second striker, and they just weren't getting the best out of him. He had to run and chase and compete with two big centre backs. But when you've got him at full flight like this, playing on the wing, having the freedom to go on each wing, he's just a fantastic player. He's had such good form in recent few games. He's Adelaide City's top scorer now with 5 goals in the league so far. And he's just been unleashed so far this season. It was good to see other players on the park who had great games as well. The young defence as well there. I mean, we've talked about Lewis Kylo over the last few weeks as well, but you've got young Oliver Weston who's have that left-back role under wraps at the moment for Adelaide City, where it's been a struggling position for them to have players that are consistently played there. They've played Franchisi there, opposite side, and not his usual position. They've played Gutierrez there. They had Zach Waters in the past who kept getting red cards. So they look like they've gone through their youth and finally found a player who can fit that role. But elsewhere for Croydon, it was not working really for them. They couldn't really keep the ball. They brought about 2 or 3 strikers on the park. Passio Jono was very disappointed to see, especially with his form. And they were just getting in all the wrong areas where they were trying to get in arguments, trying to have some push and shoves. The coach was trying to get into it with the lines person. And I think they were just not worried about the way they were playing. They couldn't get it ticking for a long part of the game. And they ended up not doing it. But I wanted to go back to Mark's game where he was talking about Campbelltown. And one of those 2 goals they did eventually score was for James Boffa, who at the start of the season, Dimitri Pepe said, let some of the players who had never scored a goal, who had played at least 80 games, go through. And this was obviously at the start of the season. So we're about, 6-7 games in. So he would have definitely gone past the 100 games mark. But James Boffa finally hit the back of the net. And it wasn't a Mark Marino pass, as the comment suggested. It was a Josh Murray pass, if you look at those goals. But great to see him finally get a senior goal. I think there was somebody else on the list that was from Mount Barker who had played a bit in goals and a bit as a defender. Maybe he added another list after. But Jack Vanderhack from my club ended up scoring in a cup round this year. So he broke his curse as well. But that's probably it for me. And I think for the Campbelltown side, I'm just not sure where they're going wrong. I mean, I've heard as well, Javin Alec, he's been training. He's recovered from his injury, and he was actually at the Adelaide City game on Friday, but he's just not been included in the squad. So I'm not sure why that's happened. But yeah, I think they've maybe thought as Gary Neville says, after you win the championship and after you win titles, it's harder to get up for it the next time. But I think they might have thought it's a bit easier than it is to just win this league and championship.
David, to you.
Yeah, I'll just talk very briefly about the game I was at, which was that's Mark. Whoa, that's hideous.
So you don't need me on there.
That was hideous, man.
It was, jeez, scared the crap out of me.
No, I'll just talk very briefly about the game I was at, which was Metro Stars and Playford. It ended up 1-1. It was a game that Playford possibly might be walking away from, thinking they should have got points out of. Finished. I think at the end of this game they finished 6th on the table, and I think if they'd won, they would have been 4th. Braden French, they're opening the scoring on the 41st minute, and that was cancelled out in 52 minutes by Michael Cittadini goal. Michael Cittadini again had a great game. He's very consistent, isn't he?
Wonderful, by the way.
Yeah, we've just got to talk about that through ball from Hamish Gow, which the footage isn't quite there, but basically Gow picked the ball up in midfield and he's played this pass through the middle that is just absolutely split Playford. And Cittadini's made that run into that space and just chipped it over Luke Ostby to score that goal. Fantastic goal, it has to be said. Just a couple of points I was just going to quickly make about this. Another yellow card for Owen Windsor. That's him picked up 4 yellow cards in his 9 appearances. So I think it's all for dissent as well. And I've called a couple of games. I've been at a couple of Metro Stars games, and he seems to pick up bookings fairly regularly. So little bit of, well, I'll be honest, a little bit of disciplinary issue there. But we're interested to see how long he goes, because when do you get suspended? 5 yellow cards? Is that suspension?
5,
yeah.
That's the first one. Yeah.
He's we're only 9. We're only 8 games in or 9 games in or something, and he's already got 4 yellow cards to his name. The other thing I was just going to quickly mention is Metro Stars' form. You know, they started off so strongly. We thought they were going to be looked like they were going to be running away with this, but they're now on equal points with Adelaide United in 2nd and Adelaide City on 3rd. They've all got 14 points. Their goal difference is very close too. Metro Stars are on top by virtue of having a positive 8 goal difference. Adelaide United and Adelaide City both have 6, so they are separated only by the goals for, which I think is how they determine it, if your goal difference is the same. So it's tight between those 3 at the top. And just finally, in conclusion, Metro Stars last 4 games, they've only won 1 of their last 4. They've got 2 draws and a loss in their last 4. So they still haven't quite. They're still a bit shaky. They played well enough against Playford. Playford were up for it though. So notable players for Playford: Xavier Pratt, Jackson Kurtz, and Braden French. They were the 3 players for Playford I thought had done well. And Cittadini was great for Metro Stars. That's it, Your Honour.
No problem at all. On to our predictions for this coming weekend. Alessio, how were we last weekend?
Well, it was an interesting one as we left you guys with the last week of predictions. Mark and Seb were equal on 144 points. I was on 136. David on 123. And I'll tell you that Mark and Seb picked up the least points this week.
Yes.
And
Yes.
David and I both picked up more than them.
Yes.
I'll give you through the perfect results first, and then we'll go through the ones that everyone else got. So David got 1 perfect result this week, but 13 correct winners. His correct result was WSL South Adelaide Panthers versus Cove, 2-2 draw.
Oh yeah.
And his other ones were, I think a lot of people actually picked up points in the WSL. He picked up Jags winning, Sturt Women's winning, Vista Women's winning, West Adelaide Women's winning, Comets Women's, Metro Women, Adelaide Uni Women, and then Adelaide City Men, Beograd Men, United Men.
Which to go back to the point we made earlier, the WSL for me is just a little bit predictable this year, so it doesn't surprise me that's where we pick up points, because it is a little bit predictable, isn't it?
Yeah, the scorelines are hard, but the winners I think are semi-easy, I would say. We'll go through Mark. He picked up 1 perfect result and 10 correct winners, sorry. His perfect result was Western Strikers winning 2-1 against Adelaide Hills Hawks. He picked up his winners around. Seb picked up another perfect result.
What?
His was Beograd winning 2-0 over Modbury. And he picked up 10 correct winners as well. So
perfect scorelines, my God.
So Mark and Seb both pick up 13 points. And they were both equal before, so they're both equal again on 157. Myself, I picked up 2 perfect scores, and I'll open up to you guys. Which clubs do you think I got the perfect scores for?
How
Mount
many was it?
Barker.
2.
He got Mount Barker right, surely.
Yeah, that's one. 2-1 Mount Barker. I did have that.
And Sturt.
That's correct. 2-0 Sturt Lions is the other one I had. Every week I get one. It's those 2 together. So I got 2 of them and 12 other results around. So that leaves us to this week with David on 139 points.
Yes.
Me on 154.
Ooh.
And Mark and Seb on 157.
Wow.
Oh, it's closing up nicely. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Nice and close.
It's really tight, except for the bottom.
Hey, one good round, man. One good round. That's all you need.
We'll see. We'll see how you do this week, David. State League 2 North. Port Adelaide versus Modbury Vista. I'm going to go with Modbury Vista 3-1 win.
I'll go Modbury Vista as well. I'll go 3-2 win.
Who was it? Vista and who?
Port Adelaide.
Vista 2-1.
I'll go Vista 5-1.
Atletico versus Elizabeth Grove. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
I'm also going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Elizabeth Grove 3-2.
I'll go 3-2 Atletico.
Northern Demons versus Garn United. I'm going to go for a 4-1 Garn win.
Is that up there, Seb?
Yes, it is. Is that going to change your prediction?
Not really.
Well, that's one of the ones I picked last week, Demons winning, and all of you guys had the other team to win, but I knew it was Demons away, so I'm going 3-1 Demons this week again.
I'm going to go for Demons win too. I'll go for Demons to win 2-1.
I'll go 3-2 just to change the results a bit, but Demons as well.
And Salisbury Inter versus Gawler Eagles. I'm going to go for a 4-2 Salisbury Inter win.
2-0 Salisbury Inter.
Actually, Alessio, can I change my GAN Northern Demons one? I'm going to go for a GAN win 2-1. So I was just looking at previous results, and for the Salisbury versus Gawler one, I'll go for a Salisbury win 2-0.
I'll go with 4-0 Inter.
On to the South, Adelaide Hills Hawks versus Adelaide Titans. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Hawks win up in the hills.
Ooh. Is this an afternoon game, Seb? Saturday afternoon?
I can check for you.
No, that's all good. That's fine. If it's up there, it's all good.
I've already started checking
enough.
so you're going to get an answer.
I'm going to go 1-0 Hawks while we're waiting.
I'll go for a tight game as well. I'll go for 1-0 Hawks as well.
It's a 3 p.m. game. Mark?
All right. I'm going to go for Hawks as well. And I'm going to go 3-1 Hawks.
Mount Barker United versus Adelaide Uni.
I'm going Uni 4-1.
I'm going Uni 5-0.
Oh, jeez. I gave him at least the credit of scoring a goal.
I'll go Uni 3-1.
Alessio?
I was just thinking that the last couple of times we played him, we lost 3-2 at home last year. I lost 4-0 away. The previous year, drew 0-0 away, and I wasn't there before that. But I think that means
What does it mean?
Means he's going for a draw.
I'm going 4-0 Uni.
Oh my god. Fair enough. Seaford versus Norlunga. Well, this would be
the
the
derby.
Southern Derby, yeah.
Yeah,
One
geez,
of-
there's a lot of Southern derbies on this weekend. Bloody hell.
Yeah, so Seaford versus Norlunga. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Seaford win.
I'll go for draw. 2-2.
2-1 Seaford.
I'm going to go 3-1 Seaford.
Eastern versus Western, the Compass Derby. I'm going to go. I'm going to go for a 4-0 Eastern win.
I'm going to go 3-2 Eastern.
I'll go for draw in this one as well. 2-2 draw.
2-2. I'm going to go 4-2 Eastern.
On to the WSL, Cove versus Adelaide Jaguars. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Cove win.
I'll go Jags 2-1.
I'll go 3-0 Jags.
I'll go for a Jaguars win 3-1.
Elizabeth Grove versus Western Strikers. I'm going to go for a 4-0 Western Strikers win.
I go a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, I'm going to go for draw on this as well. I'll go 3-3.
Who's the other team again? Elizabeth Grove. Is it Elizabeth Grove and Strikers?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to go Strikers 3-2 win.
Probably the biggest game of the weekend up next in the WSL. Sturt Lions versus Modbury Vista. Possibly, well, I mean, they play each other 3 times, of course, due to the amount of teams, but another possibly promotion deciding match at Sturt. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
I think I'm going to go for a draw as well. I'll go. No, do you know what? I'm going to go for an upset. And I don't care if I'm bottom of the tipping ladder. I'm going to go for Sturt Lions to win this one 3-2.
You know, you've convinced me. Modbury Vista to win 3-0.
I thought you said 2-2 draw. Did you change?
Yeah,
He did originally.
I changed it.
I think it'd be quite tight, so I'm going to go Modbury Vista 2-1.
I'm going 4-3 Sturt.
Whoa.
Yeah. South Adelaide versus Modbury Jets. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw this one.
I'm going to go for a 3-3 draw in that.
When you said 2-2, Seb, I was like, cool, I'll take the 3-3 draw, and then David's just taking the 3-3 draw. So
Oh, you can pick the same. Doesn't matter.
I'm going to go 3-3 draw as well.
I've gone 3-1 Jets.
On to State League 1, the highest ranked Southern Derby, South Adelaide versus Cove. I'm going to go for
Matt Caddy's 400th as well.
4-4.
4-4. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it is. That'd be great to commentate on 4-4 draw. Be like the 6-6 draw from last year.
I'll go for South Adelaide to go back-to-back wins, but very narrowly, 3-2.
I'm going to go South to continue their form and win 4-3. But I'm very conscious that last time Cove got spanked, they came out and beat Cumberland.
I'm going to go 2-1 Cove.
Cumberland United versus West Adelaide. I'm going to go for a West Adelaide 3-1 win.
I'll also go for West Adelaide in this one, 2-1.
2-2 draw.
Oh, I got that the wrong way around. West draw. I'm going to go 3-2 Cumberland.
Fulham United versus Salisbury United. I'm going to go a 1-1 draw.
I'm going to go for Fulham winning this 3-2.
Salisbury to bounce back and win 2-1.
I've gone 3-1 Salisbury.
Pontian versus Adelaide Blue Eagles. Well, Pontian Eagles versus Blue Eagles. The Eagle Derby.
Eagle Derby. Hey!
Yeah. I'm going to go for Blue Eagles to win 3-0.
Is this did you say Pontians versus Blue Eagles? So
Yeah,
Pontians
yeah.
at home?
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Blue Eagles win 3-1.
I've gone 3-1 Blue Eagles as well.
I'll go 2-1 Blue Eagles. So I think Pontians can score at home.
Sturt versus Olympic. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Sturt win.
I'm also going to go for 2-1. And I'll go 2-1 for Sturt as well.
I'm going to go 4-1 Sturt.
And to finish off, you wouldn't believe it, another derby, the Snake Derby, Cobras versus Vipers.
Surely there's a trophy on this one. Surely
Um,
they got a snake
so.
trophy on this one.
I'm going to go for a Vipers 3-1 win.
I would prefer to call this Serpentine rather than Snake. Serpentine Derby sounds.
That's good. I like that.
I'd like to officially lodge that, please, by request. Can we refer to it as the Serpentine Derby? And this Serpentine Derby will end up in a 3-3 draw.
I'm going to go Cobras 2-1.
I've gone Vipers 2-0.
We could call it the Ass Derby, couldn't we?
The Asp.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the last bit. Okay, on to the WNPL. Adelaide Uni versus West Torrens Burkalla. I'm going to go for a... Oh, sorry, David.
We do have predictions from our guests for this one as well.
We do, yes.
So I've got them here.
Okay. Adelaide Uni versus West Torrens Burkalla. I'm going to go for Uni to win 2-0.
I've gone 2-2 draw.
I was going to go 2-2 draw as well.
Nice and easy for you. I'll go 2-2 draw. Nicole Blackett has gone with a 2-2 draw, and Lily DeCola has also gone for a 2-2 draw.
Adelaide Comets versus Salisbury Inter. Your game, Alessio. I'm going to go for a Comets 3-1 win.
I'm going Comets 4-0.
I'll go Comets 3-0. Nicole Blackett has gone Comets 3-1, and Lily DeCola has gone Comets 3-0.
That's the same thing again.
I'm going to go Comets 5-1.
Adelaide City versus Metro United. David, your game? Yes? Yes. It is
yes, it is. I'm on this one.
I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Metro 2-0.
I'm going to go for a draw on this one as well. Just a little bit hard to predict in light of the news this week. So I'll go Metro United 2, Adelaide City 2. Nicole Blackett has gone 1-1, and Lily DeCola has gone for a 2-1 win for Metro United.
I've gone 2-1 Adelaide City.
Flinders United versus West Adelaide. And funnily enough, as we found out as well, they'll be playing each other twice in the space of 4 days. So that will be fun to look forward to. But in the league, I'm going to go for a West Adelaide 4-1.
I'm going West Adelaide 5-0.
Yeah, I'll go West Adelaide 5-0 as well. Nicole Blackett has gone for West Adelaide to win 4-1, and Lily DeCola has gone for West Adelaide to win 4-0.
Good to see they're not like Alessio then.
I've gone 5-2 West Adelaide.
Finally, Campbelltown versus NTC. I'm going to go...
3-1 NTC for me.
I'm with you, Alessio. I was thinking the exact same.
I don't think Campbelltown will get a goal, unfortunately, and I think NTC might get 4. So 4-0 for NTC. Nicole Blackett says 3-0 for NTC, and Lily Nicole has gone for 4-0 NTC.
I'm going to go 0-0, I think.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Finally, the men's MPL Croydon versus Croatia. I'm going to go for... Croatia haven't really been great recently. I'm going to go for a Croydon 2-0 win.
Croydon 2-1.
Sorry, which one was this, fellas? This is Croydon and Croatia?
Yep.
I'll go for 2-2.
I've gone 3-1 Croatia.
Adelaide Comets versus FK Beograd, your second part of your doubleheader, Alessio. I'm going to go for a Beograd 3-1 win.
I'm going Beograd 2-0.
Sorry, this was Beograd and who? Comets.
Comets.
Yes.
I'll go for Comets winning this one, 3-2.
I've got the reverse, 3-2 Beograd.
Para Hills Knights versus Adelaide City. A pretty interesting one, I think. I'm going to go Adelaide City to win 3-2.
Yeah, I'll go Adelaide City to win 3-2 as well.
I'm going to go 2-2 draw.
I'm going to do the same as you, Alessio. I'm going to go 2-2 draw.
Playford versus Burkalla, where I'm heading for this weekend. So at least if when I do go, they will like that I've worn their shirt this week.
You can get us another one.
Oh, I've got a polo. I've got a polo in there too. And I am going to predict them to win 4-2.
I'll pick Playford to win this one, 3-2.
I've gone 3-1 Playford.
You don't look as convinced, Mark.
No, I'm just thinking that Burks have got a goal in them. Whether they've got 2, I'm not sure at the moment. Playford have always got goals in them.
But they conceded 6.
That's what I mean. But they conceded 6, exactly. I'm going to go 3-2 Playford.
Modbury Jets versus Metro was only played a week or so ago in the Cup. I'm going to go for a Metro 3-0 win.
Metro are so hard to predict just now because they look like they should.
Yeah.
They look like they should beat a team like Modbury, right? But I'll still back them. I'll go Metro Stars to win this one, 2-1, and Owen Windsor to get a yellow card. Do I get an extra point if he gets a yellow card? Later?
I was going to, if we could, I would have had a few red cards in that South Cove game, but I've gone 2-0 Metro as well.
And finally,
Hang on, I haven't gone yet. I haven't gone on that one yet.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm going to go an upset, and I'm going to go Modbury to win 2-1.
Okay.
And do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
Finally, Campbelltown City versus Adelaide United. I'm going to go for a United 4-1 win.
Yeah,
I'm going to go United 3-1.
Yeah, they look good. I'll go United 3-0.
I'm going to go 4-2 United.
Do we all predict?
Yep.
Oh, okay. There we go. All right, cool. Well, that's all our predictions for another week, and that's us pretty much done. Anything else to finish off on, David, Mark, Alessio?
And then my first women's game this week I'm calling, so hopefully that will be good. First doubleheader as well, so I'm keen for that. Make sure everybody gets out again. Games all over the weekend as well. Yeah, that's about it from me.
Female
What game is
football as well starts this weekend. Sorry, David, as well, starting on the Friday night at
Yes.
Service FM. We've got a bunch of stuff going on as well. And as you said, your first women's game, it's actually, according to my own records, my game at Playford will be my 100th. So that will be very, very fun. That's all. David, Mark?
Have the football governing body, they'll have some kind of presentation for you, I would imagine, in appreciation of all the work you've done.
We get the stats from Dimmy or something like
These are my own stats.
milestone games, you know.
I've got my own little sheet.
I don't keep track, unfortunately. I should do.
Yeah.
You'd be past 100 surely by now, Mark. Definitely.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I don't count them, so I could not tell you.
I reckon.
Yeah, you have to go to all the goals wraps and see which ones you talk on and see if you remember being there on.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I started a lot as a co-com, so I did a lot of games as a co-com to start with. So yeah, as a co-com, as a co and lead com, I could be over 100. I don't know, but not as one dedicated one. So
because this would be 2.5 years for me and Alessio.
Yeah.
I want to say because we were about the same time.
Mhm.
So Alessio, you'd probably be close-ish as well, maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, that was all. Sorry, David, I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
Oh, I think I was just going to ask Alessio what game he was making his WNPL debut at.
The Comets versus Salisbury Inter Women's.
Okay, and that's Friday night? That's a double header?
Yeah, first doubleheader as well.
Cool.
Very, very fun. A lot of football to look forward to. Big weekend. Thank you three for joining me. And good. Oh, I forgot to mention, David. Well done on having a what was it called? What you had for dinner? 2 nights in a row now.
Thai green chicken curry.
2 nights in a
My
row.
wife just basically cooks a big vat, and then she stands there stirring it like that. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So this week it's Thai green curry. Next week it'll be bolognese. She doesn't listen to the show, so I can make these jokes.
What are you going to have tomorrow night then, David?
What's that?
What are you going to have tomorrow night then?
Thai
green curry.
Yeah. It's probably still enough plates of it there to take me through to Saturday, and then
Take it with you to a game.
I shouldn't I? Put it in a sandwich.
Can you put it in? Is it sandwichable?
Of course you can.
anything's sandwichable.
Sandwich is going to be a cob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
true.
what I tend to do in following on Scottish cuisine habits, I could just deep fry it, and then it's just one big mass, isn't it?
Put an animal's liver or something or whatever in there. That's what they do.
What
With
have you got?
isn't that what haggis
What have
is?
you got there? What have you got there, David? Oh, it's a Thai green curry sandwich, deep fried
With a Mars bar entwined.
with vinegar.
Well, I hope you enjoy that, David, across the weekend, and you bring it to share with the players too, wherever you
Yes.
may be.
Yep.
But-
Can't remember where I'm. Metro United, and then can't remember what NPL game I've got.
You are. I don't know where you are. Good
think-
question.
I'm at Campbelltown.
Oh. You should know, to be
don't know.
fair. So I'll let you figure that one out.
Yeah, I'll figure that one out.
I know where I am the following week, but we're still a week away from that one.
Exactly.
Actually, I know where I'm the following week as well. I'm at Adelaide City, aren't I, for a double header, and I know that, but I don't know where I am this weekend.
Yeah.
Deep fried Thai green curry sandwich.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and of course, as well, the Adelaide United women's game this Sunday at High Marsh.
Yes.
Make sure to get down to that. That's a very, very big one. The biggest game in their history, one of the biggest, and probably the club's history as a whole, including both men's and the women's first ever semi-final. So make sure you get down to that. Me and Dave will be commentating on it for the collective, so looking forward to that too. Very, very big afternoon for us, but I'm sure hopefully it ends well. We can say it here, ends well for Adelaide United. Johnny wasn't as smooth with it to start off with, but he got there.
Yeah, it was all we, wasn't
it? Absolutely. Thank you three for joining me. We'll see you next week. See us at grounds. Come say hello. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your football, and we'll see you next week.
See you then.
See ya.
Alex Mullen to make it 3-1 in the grand final. Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
No one attacks it. Comes back up to Fernandez. It's the goal. It's top. Oh! And their talisman's got another one.
Adelaide City back quick.
Jake King. Oh, what a shot! My goodness me. Oh, can't teach that sort of stuff. Sends it in, keeps it low, and it's gone in! It's gone in! Adelaide Uni have scored in time added. Tries to get under control, and the shot from Tolland! Salisbury into it, 2-0 up!
Still Butler with another chance, it's 2-1 to Playford! Persistence has paid off for Playford!
One touch the keeper, puts it into the bottom corner. Beach gives him a shoulder after that as well. He's lost his clean sheet and he's lost his head with a red card. David, this is massive.
Skills to make the girls sing and the geezers too. Yeah, we're doing this thing.